Well, hey everybody, producer Pat Ford here, filling in for David for this segment. He had to step out to take care of something, but he'll be back before the Friday feedback segment at the end of the show. I wanted to start off by talking about how Donald Trump has flip-flopped on one of his major campaign promises, and that was to make grocery prices cheaper. Now he's saying it's going to be too hard to do that. So Trump hasn't even assumed office yet, and he's already backtracking on campaign promises. During the campaign, he talked all the time about how he was going to lower the cost of things. He was going to lower the price of groceries. And he did that photo op at a grocery store where he gave a woman $100 to help with her grocery bill. And we said all along, Trump's not going to be able to do this. The inflation that we've experienced in the United States and globally over the past few years is largely baked in at this point because we're not seeking to have deflation, because that would have other tumultuous effects in different segments of the economy. What we want is to make sure that prices stabilize, that wages catch up so people can afford things, and we can also do things around the edges like stop corporations from price gouging. But a lot of this doesn't have to do with what the president can reasonably accomplish. Egg prices, for example, the reason egg prices have soared over the past year or so is because of the bird flu. How is Trump stepping into power going to be able to bring about a quick remedy to that? He can't. Obviously, there are market forces at play that he can't control. Now he's singing a very different tune about what he can do when it comes to the price of groceries, but here is just one such example of Trump on the campaign trail promising to lower the price of groceries.
A vote for Trump means your groceries will be cheaper. So many people mention, I go in, so many people mention groceries, that beautiful but simple word, groceries. Sir, my groceries. You don't think of it that way, but that's what they mention more than anything, my groceries.
Yes, groceries, a simple but beautiful word. That's exactly what I think of when I hear the word groceries. The key point, of course, is that he said he'd be able to lower the prices as president. Well, now that he's actually been elected and doesn't have to face the voters ever again, he can afford to be just a little bit more honest with us. This week, Trump was named Times Person of the Year. He claims he should get that award every single year. This year, he actually did get it, which I suppose makes sense because it's given to the person who's been most influential for the year, not necessarily who's done the most good. So in that sense, okay, Trump getting Person of the Year, I think it is reasonable. Along with that distinction came an interview with Time Magazine, and we have a transcript of that interview that I'll put up for you full screen now. Trump was asked, if the price of groceries don't come down, will your presidency be a failure? And Trump said, I don't think so. Look, they got them up. I'd like to bring them down. It's hard to bring things down once they're up. You know, it's very hard. But I think that they will. I think that energy is going to bring them down. I think a better supply chain is going to bring them down. You know, the supply chain is still broken. It's broken. You see it. You go out to the docks and you see all these containers. And I own property in California, in Palos Verdes. They're very nice. And I pass the docks, and I've been doing it for 20 years, on and on and on. He starts rambling. Never connects the dots, never returns to the price of groceries. Instead, he goes on and on talking about the supply chain before veering off into talking about electric vehicles. I suppose he never came full circle in this weave that he supposedly likes to do. But the bottom line is his presidency, he says, can be a success without bringing down the price of groceries. So he's starting to sound a little bit more sensible, and he also doesn't want to continue to set himself up for failure. That's what I'm sensing here. Unlike with other issues that he can just lie his way through and argue that his presidency has seen tremendous gains on, he can't exactly do that with the price of groceries because it's something that people encounter week to week. So it's not one of these esoteric issues he can lie about. If you're lying about the price of groceries, people are going to be able to see through that. However, he was able to accomplish what he sought to accomplish, right? Which was to bamboozle his supporters and the American public at large to get them to believe that he would be able to lower the price of groceries. And now that he's been elected and there's no turning back, well, all of a sudden it's going to be quite hard to do, too hard to do. Unfortunately, it worked, and maybe it'll serve as a wake-up call to the American people, but Donald Trump already backtracking on his campaign promise to lower the price of food at the grocery store.
The holiday season is here, and it's time to start baking delicious homemade favorites with family and friends. And our sponsor, Wild Grain, makes you look like a baking expert without the stress. This holiday, treat yourself and your loved ones to fresh baked goods. Wild Grain has incredible new fall and winter pastries, but don't wait, because once they sell out, they are gone for the year. Wild Grain is the first bake from frozen subscription box for artisanal breads, pastries, and pastas. And my favorite, the croissants. Every time I talk about it, people write to me, David, croissants. I say, yes, I'm from Argentina. Of course, the croissants. Wild Grain's boxes are fully customizable to your taste and dietary restrictions. And in addition to their classic variety box, they launched a gluten-free box and a plant-based box. What Wild Grain really does, it just takes the hassle out of baking, because all of the items bake from frozen in 25 minutes or less. No mess, no cleanup. My favorites are the croissants, okay? There's nothing wrong with any of the products, but the croissants, they come in frozen, you bake them, the quality and the freshness, it's just fantastic. Impress your guests with minimal effort this holiday season. Wild Grain is offering my audience $30 off your first box, plus a free item in every box, when you go to wildgrain.com/Pacman. The link is in the description.